fear, it holds us back more than failure ever could. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But what if the only real path to success is straight through the very thing you're afraid of? Welcome to Life Spark Narratives, where real stories ignite the courage within you. Imagine someone, let's call them Alex. Alex had dreams as big as the sky. A new career, a creative project, maybe even just speaking up in a meeting. But every single time an opportunity knocked, fear whispered louder. You're not ready, it would say. What if they laugh? What if you fail? It's safer to just wait. So Alex waited and played it safe, didn't risk being embarrassed. They watched chances pass by, one after another, like trains leaving a station. The dream job went to someone else. The creative idea stayed locked in a notebook. The important words were left unsaid. And in the quiet moments, a heavy realization dawned on them. Fear wasn't a shield protecting them from harm. It was a thief, quietly stealing their future. One morning, standing in front of the mirror, tired of the silence and the what-ifs, Alex asked a life-changing question. What if I stop running? What if just this once I turn around and face it head-on? It wasn't a roar, it was a whisper. But in that whisper, a universe shifted. That was the moment everything changed. The next day, the fear was still there. Its icy grip was just as tight. But this time, Alex moved anyway. They sent the application. They wrote the first page. They raised their hand, because they finally understood a profound truth. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is looking fear right in the eye and saying, you can come along for the ride, but you are not driving. It's the decision to act despite the fear. It started small. Day by day, one small, terrifying step at a time. Each time Alex faced what scared them, something incredible happened. The fear didn't vanish, but it lost its booming voice. It became a background hum instead of a deafening roar. With every action, they grew stronger, more resilient. Did they fail? Absolutely. They stumbled. They faced rejection. There were moments of doubt that felt overwhelming, but each time they got back up, standing a little taller than before. They learned that the person who dares to face their fear becomes someone even fear has to respect. The bruises from falling became badges of honor, proof that they were in the arena, not just watching from the sidelines. Years later, Alex looked back at the path they had walked, and they smiled. A genuine, heartfelt smile. The things they once feared the most, public speaking, leading a team, sharing their art, had become their greatest victories. The mountains they were so afraid to climb were now the very peaks from which they enjoyed the most beautiful views. They realized success was never about being fearless. It was never about waiting for the fear to disappear. It was about being brave enough to start, even with knees knocking and a heart pounding. It was about taking that first, imperfect, shaky step. Fear will always be there. It's a part of our human design, a primal instinct. It will keep whispering doubts in your ear, trying to pull you back to the comfortable and the known. But I want you to remember this. On the other side of that fear, on the other side of that discomfort, lives the version of you that you've always wanted to become. Stronger, bolder, freer. If this story sparked something in you, please hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs a dose of courage today, and don't forget to subscribe to Life Spark Narratives. Here, we believe that every fear can become the fuel for your next victory. Remember, courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means fear no longer gets to decide your future. Thank you for watching.